Hello everyone, welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. I know we're not starting while we're entering the Gungeon, but we're actually going to start with the hunter here. So the reason we're not immediately starting with just going to the Gungeon is because I actually want to head over here. So if you remember last time, we unlocked a woman who, we saved. Alright, and she said she was going to see us in Breach. Well, if you come over here, here she is. Do you seek a blessing? I'm game. Then be blessed by the gun. Enjoy. So this puts on gun game. So welcome to gun game. So you go up to her and you immediately put on gun game, and gun game is godlike. It's an amazing. I think it's one of the most cool things. All right, I really enjoy it because gun game's awesome. All right, don't mess with me. I think gun game is cool. All right, gun game is cool. I want the membrane. All right. So, gun game's cool because if you do a certain amount of damage, you will switch to a different gun. And this could be any gun that you've unlocked. It's also possible to get guns that you haven't, that aren't actually technically in the game. Technically. Like, you can't get them unless they're in gun game. Right? So, that's cool. So, also this makes any weapons that you pick up useless. And will all instantly change your weapon. Alright. Plus, it makes, synergies nearly impossible. The only kind of synergies you can have, really, are synergies that, are with only active items. Right? Because two guns don't work out, because you can't have two guns at once. And, you're gonna really lose some of those oh, I didn't. This is the Yari launcher. I've never seen the rockets do that. Yari launcher is really good. It's good because of that. That's the only reason why it's good. So yeah, I think it's one of the coolest challenge modes, and it's the one that I unlocked first because it's the one that was in the game first, and I really enjoy it. It also allows you to experience a lot of guns you might not have already experienced, so that's awesome. I think. I don't know. I really enjoy gun game. And as episodes go on, you're gonna see me probably go to gun game as a kind of a default, because gun game's really interesting, and it really can make very interesting runs. That's just that much more interesting, because it's just random gun. This doesn't mean you can't get the same gun twice. You can get the same gun as many times as the game wants it to. But what this does mean is that, guns are useless. But that doesn't really matter. It's still just another normal. It's a normal run except random guns. That's it. So yeah, I like gun game. That's all I wanted to say about that. And and I guess now I can also say, there are two ways to change your gun. Not only just damage, but also if you run out of ammo, that can happen. So, if you really don't like a gun, you'll never see me doing this. I'll just use whatever gun is given to me. If you really don't like a gun, you can just waste all its ammo, which might be hard depending on what gun you're talking about. Like, for instance, the water sprayer, or the water gun thing that shoots water. That might be pretty easy to just waste the ammo in it, because, in here, that gun's pretty easy to waste ammo on. So, whatever. Either way, gun game's cool. Alright, that's all I wanted to say about that. Gun game is cool. That's it. Alright, don't mess with me. So, yeah. It also kind of creates this, weird, really makes it kind of difficult to, it makes it difficult to ask yourself if you want to open this chest. Because if you want to open a chest, it may or may not be a gun. And you don't want to open guns, because if you open guns, then what happens is then, you waste. You waste. That's not true. If you open a gun, then what happens is it changes your gun, so that might be good, but at the same time, you don't want that to happen, because you might have a really good gun, right? So it really does matter whatever it's on, either way. I'm sorry that I'm kind of confusing you. I'm confusing myself, honestly. It's been a long day. Actually, funny enough, it's been the same day that I recorded last episode. Actually, just 50 minutes after last episode, so it's really not that bad. Alright, well, looks like we're changing this gun. And you give me this gun. You give me this trash gun? Really? You're gonna give me this crash? Crash? Ooh, crash. Nice. So yeah. This is also really good to getting money into that nod key, because you're never gonna want to use your money, because you're not gonna want to buy guns. Alright, you're very rarely gonna want to buy items anyways. You're not gonna want to buy keys, because keys are basically, okay, I'm taking a gamble here. Is it a gun or is it an item? And you're not gonna want to buy health unless you absolutely need to. So, you know, it's really good, I think, for getting money into the nod key. Or just, you know, get golden junk. You know, that always works. That always works. It's one of those many things that works. Get that, or like get the briefcase that we haven't seen, the cash money briefcase, I think it's called, or something like that, which it gives you like, I think, 300 credits, 300 shells or currency, whatever you want to call them, and it gives you 3 hegemony credits. It's pretty nice. So yeah, pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Man, Gungeon, I think, okay, so I know I've been talking about Gun Game for a bit now, because that's the game mode we're playing, but, Gun Game's the one game mode that I was playing for a while, to see if I could actually beat that one secret boss that I hadn't beaten yet, but did, right, and I told you about it last episode, right, I kept trying to get Gun Game to do it, because, you know, you still need a bunch of currency before you can go down to there, because once you already buy that nod key, which I've already told you leads to that secret boss, you still need 115 coins to buy it every time. So, you know, one good way to save currency is to do this, because, you know, you're not really worried about money or anything like that. So I just kept doing this, and then the one time I had an amazing run, I just beat the boss without Gun Game, which was surprising to me. Very good day for me. Actually, it wasn't. Actually, really did suck, because my mouth hurt a lot. This was the same day the football game happened. This was the same day the you know, the whole granola bar thing, the cereal bar. Sorry. Yeah, the day after my spacers got put in. Day. Yeah, that I talked about last episode. Yeah, that. Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm just now realizing next episode's the last episode of Enter the Gungeon for a while, until Bioshock 2's over. Man, that really blows my mind. Feels like this series has gone pretty quick. You know, I don't know. I think it's gone pretty quick. I mean, now that I say that, I still need to edit, upload, and then fix these episodes before tomorrow, because tomorrow is actually the day these episodes, well, not all of them, just last episode, actually. Last episode goes up tomorrow for me, and yeah, so that's gonna be great. So I need to do everything for the last episode before then. Yeah, the life of a YouTuber that doesn't actually, that was dangerous. The life of a YouTuber that doesn't actually do it as a normal day job or anything like that, just does it as a hobby, is a struggle. Because especially because, like, as someone like me who, you know, he has plenty of time, but the real issue is when it comes to like school and stuff. Because I got a lot of stuff I should be working on, but I'm not because of this whole thing. It definitely becomes a little bit more difficult. But if anyone, I'm probably the best person to do it. Because everyone thinks I'm so godlike. Because the thing is, alright, everyone thinks I'm so smart. Everyone thinks I'm so, like, efficient. And when I think about it, I mean I am, but at the same time I'm not whatsoever. Also, cool, we get the railgun on Gun Game. Railgun's amazing, alright? I really like the railgun. I like it more than the railgun prototype, which we haven't had, I don't think. But it's good. The railgun's great. I love the railgun. Either way. Yeah, no, I'm thinking to myself, like, am I really just that cool? I will take exploding bullets. Now, we shoot exploding bullets, so that's just like more damage. Like that's just good. That's just straight up good. Plus, with Crown of Guns is awesome. I don't know if we've had Crown of Guns on this, but Crown of Guns is like the best weapon I find for like certain rooms. Plus, they explode too, so it's just like that's awesome. You know, like I think Crown of Guns is good, but the one issue with it is it really just really hurts really hurts visuals. You can't really see anything because the screen is filled. Okay, thank you. The screen is filled with a bunch of bullets, so it just becomes at that point like, okay, now what do I want to do? Die, or do I just want to try to find a way to survive? So yeah. Back to the whole like, my friends or people think that I'm godlike. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm not that interesting of a person. I'm not that, you know, I don't think I'm that smart. I mean, yes, I'm in academic competition, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means that I'm interested in that. But I don't know. I think people give me too much credit. And that's not me trying to be like, you know, smart and stuff. No, I think people give me too much credit. You know, I put effort into what I do, but it doesn't mean I put so much effort to the point where I'm like the smartest person in the world. Like someone told me that they think that I'm the smartest person they've ever met. And when I really think about that, I don't think that's true. I think that that's either a spur of the moment thing, or that's just like I express that I'm smart in a better way. All right. Like, I will show for a fact that I'm a smart person, but at the same time, I'm never gonna say I'm smart, right? So it kind of also makes me that guy that, you know, that's good at something, but never wants to admit that he's good at it. That makes sense? I'm that guy, it seems to me. I mean, I might not be that guy, but for what it seems to me, it looks like I'm that guy. So, yeah. Either way, I guess I'm smart. I don't know why people think I'm smart. I mean, heck, I do want to become like a software engineer or something, or possibly if the whole software engineer thing doesn't work out, I might become a math teacher as a side thing. Because one of the few things I really enjoy is having people learn something. All right, I know this sounds all stupid and I sound like I'm the perfect teacher, but I think people learning things is such an awesome thing, because they're gaining knowledge they didn't know, and then they can use that in the world however they want to use it. You know, but you know, I just think it's so interesting. Yet at the same time, it's not interesting at all. I'm really good at just not being interesting at all. See, I think why people are so fascinated in me sometimes is because, yet, I am, you know, somehow people think I'm really social. I don't get that. But, you know, somehow I am, you know, just the most fascinating guy, just because I'm not fascinating whatsoever. Also, my phone rang. I'm curious, whatever that was. It's probably a text from somebody, because that's the sound it made. I'll look in a second. We're gonna make a whole thing out of it, alright? We're gonna make a whole entire thing out of it, just like I've done for like 17 times now. I'm really good at making things out of nothing, you know? Like the one time that my apparent Fortnite coach called me. That definitely wasn't just a family member calling me about something. Just turn it into a Fortnite, you know? Just turn it into a Fortnite. That is the best yet worst quote I've ever heard yet today. So that's great. That's always gooberish, you know? Alright, I guess, let's go see what this is. Let's go see what this is. Oh, let's go see what this is. I'm not cutting any of this. It's all going down. Exactly. Okay. I see what it is. The police emailed me. The police emailed me about my Fortnite coach. Little do you actually know that I actually do have a Fortnite coach, and he actually is just like a serial killer or something. But because of how I portray it, it's just like, oh, he's just joking. But little do you guys know, I actually have a Fortnite coach. Why do you think I'm such an epic gamer? Yeah. People think I'm super good at stuff that I'm not good at it whatsoever. I don't know. Like, people think it's really cool that I'm in academic competition for my school. And I think, I mean, it's cool, but, like, is it really, though? especially for someone who isn't smart whatsoever. So it's just like, is that cool? No. Yeah. And people are like, you're in the highest class. It doesn't mean I'm smart. There's plenty of people that are in high classes that, you know, are kind of flukes in the system. That, you know. And I really do sound like I'm a sad sack of crap. God. But there's plenty of people in this world that, you know, get off easy. And I don't want to be that kind of guy. I want to be the guy that's able to show off that he's smart enough to, you know, to impress somebody. But at the same time, I'm never smart. So I don't know when that time will be, but it'll be one day. This really goes well with what I was talking about last episode with the whole AP test thing. God, it really does. It really, truly does. It really, truly does. Now that I'm thinking about it, by God, I really am just the biggest douchebag. By God. That's a real problem. It doesn't help the one person I try to the one person I'm trying to the one person I try to impress is not impressed by anything, and yet at the same time I feel I will never be able to impress him or her ever again. Really sucks. You know what sucks? Being stupid enough to do something that makes you lose somebody as a friend, and then you're never able to quite get that back, or when you do, it never feels quite the same. This is 100% personal. I'm talking about this now because I have nothing else to talk about. But you know what sucks? You do something so stupid, something that you regret to this day. And, you know, it's only been like 6 months, all right, and you still regret. And you just regret it because you knew you did it. You knew you did something out of just like the spur of the moment kind of thing. And you realize, I really shouldn't have done that. Right? So you're sat there just like, why did I do that? And then you just, you know, you're asking yourself, why? Alright? And then you realize there really never should have been a reason to, because now you just lost a friend. It hurts. It sucks. It sucks when this kind of stuff happens. And, you know, there's obviously people who know who I'm talking about. But there's also people who don't know who I'm talking about, which I'm not going to say who he or she is. And you know, if he or she is watching this. Which, first off, that's a big surprise. Because, yeah, it really, you know, I still doubt it. But if you are watching this, I'm sorry. God, I mean, hopefully he or she is smart enough to know. And of course she is. He or she. Right. He or she is smart enough. But, you know, I don't really have a good platform to say I'm sorry on. And, you know, one of the many things I struggle with is not telling people how I think, or, like, what I think about them, or what I think, I'm really bad at replying to people. I'm really bad at, like, apologizing, because I very rarely do it, because I do strive myself on not being that guy that needs to apologize, because I don't do that many things wrong. Or at least that's in my eyes. So it kind of sucks when it does happen and you don't know how to apologize to someone because you know you did something super wrong and you shouldn't have done it, because then it affects everything else. And then in the end, it makes it all awkward. It really sucks. And when you know, this is, I mean, of course, for the one person who's watching this, hopefully you get me. I don't know. I don't know. You might not. You might. Either way, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just feel so bad. You know, you did something, and you know you did it, but you feel so bad because you did it. And you never should have done it. And yet it was only a few months ago that you did it. And now you feel so bad, and the only way you feel that you can make it up is somehow, you know, like, not messing with him or her. I don't know. See, while people may think I'm social, in the two of you that do think it, I am not whatsoever, and I've had an issue with being social for my entire life. If put into the situation, I can be amazing at it, but at starting it or trying to fix something that was within it, don't get me started. I am the worst person in the world. I mean, look at me now. I'm talking to nobody. Or really, I'm talking to a microphone, looking at a screen, playing a game, speaking about my personal feelings on something. And how often do I do this a week? About every other day of the week. I mean, if that explains anything to you, I am a lonely person. I do not hang out with anyone. I do not I'm friends with people, but being a friend to that point of, you know, we hang out often. That doesn't happen. And I sit alone. And there's really nothing to take my mind off things that I've done mistakenly. It's for an example, like you'll be laying in bed and you're like you're trying to fall asleep, but then everything that you've ever done wrong starts popping up into your mind. And you're just like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Or this might happen in the shower or something, depending on like what your place of like calm being by yourself is. You'll sit alone and you'll be like, okay, why did I do this? Why did I do that? And you feel guilty because of it. So now imagine that's my entire day when I'm back in my where I go after I'm done with the day. And I sit here for plenty of hours in a day, just living my life to surprisingly not that full, and just thinking about everything I've done wrong and feeling bad about everything. It really does get to you, And, for the 2 people that do end up watching this video, somehow that's increased from 1 last time when I said it was going to be 1. If you understand this whatsoever, I mean, I'm willing to talk about it with you guys if you want any help. Because I've been dealing with anxiety, and I've been dealing with this kind of life for a little bit now. Because, I don't know, I just have been. There's really not much I can do about it, so it doesn't do that. And because I'm not good at being social, it's hard to get out of such a rut because you're not social whatsoever. Or in a better way, when you do put yourself in a rut with a friend or something, and you don't know how to either apologize or you don't know how to do something, and you only can think about it for the next few days. Think about how much you did wrong and how much you shouldn't have answered, how you shouldn't have said that one thing. It really gets to you. I'm not insane, all right? I'm not insane, I'm just alone a lot of the time, right? And when I'm not thinking about it, I'm normally in a social situation, and it's good. It's good for me, because then I don't think about it, but at the same time, it's good for everyone else around me, because at the same time, I don't bring it upon them, and I don't think about it around them also ruining who I am, ruining the person that I have shown to be. I'm not saying that I'm not the person I am, but I am saying that while I do seem to be, very social person, someone that everyone could really enjoy, because, I put on this, not necessarily facade, but that's how I want people to, how people want to see me, right? I don't really change my ways, alright? I don't put on a facade. I make the same jokes I would if I was alone. I'd make the same jokes if I'm just talking to you guys, but but I'm a little bit more awkward about it. I'm a little bit more, sensitive about it, right? I don't know. Either way, if you ever feel like you regret something, maybe it's not the best idea to hold it in. As someone who has dealt with that for a while now, and has dealt with it with a lot of people, but mainly this one person who he or she knows who she is, if she ever does see this, which I doubt. But, yeah, just don't hold it in. Just let that person know that you were sorry, and let that person know that you shouldn't have done it. And, at that point, that's all you can really do. There's nothing else you can do at that point. You've done everything that you can do. You can try to make it up to them, but at the same time, you never really are going to. Maybe one day you might, but it's gonna be very hard. Now let's get off such a serious note, and let's talk about how Gungeon is a good game. Sorry I haven't really been focusing on the game all that much. I've just really just been thinking about this and been consumed by this whole thing. Because this is really makes me think. I don't know. See, I really enjoy these videos for multitude of reasons. Because one, I have an ability to talk to people and hopefully they get enjoyment out of it. But at the same time, it's really, I can also assess myself, right? Because all I do here for the last hour, really an hour and a half now, is sit here and think. You know, think about what to say. Think about what to think about. Think about what this should be all about. So really gets to you once you're like, what am I doing? You know, like what? Why? You know? I don't know. It just, to me, sometimes I really enjoy doing videos. But one thing I don't like about videos is how much time they take up with certain playthroughs. Like Enter the Gungeon takes an hour to do every video, so I really do have to think about what time I want to like upload them. Not upload them, record them, because it's such a time-consuming activity to record these videos. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy them. I enjoy these things, you know, the most out of anything else, because it's my life. This is what I do with my day-to-day thing, and you know, people know me because of this, because of how much I've put myself out there with this channel alone. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm happy I had to do this, but at the same time, it takes so much time out of my day. So it makes it's harder to do because of school and of everything else I have to do in my daily life. So, you know, doesn't mean I'm stopping. This is not like an ending video. If that's gonna happen, that's gonna be a separate video all on its own. It's gonna get mega views, all right? But the thing is, what I am saying is that I enjoy doing these videos, but at the same time, it's hard to do them. But at the same time, I love them. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, it's also very interesting that I can do these videos, because at the same, I can't speak my mind whatsoever. And the more I think about it, the more I try to, the harder it really does become to. Because we do these things called seminars in my English class, and that's majority of English classes do this because it's a skill. It's a skill you learn. Right, it's book club. That's what it is. So you think about it, and you're in these seminars, and you have to think about what to say, how I want to say it, and how I want to respond to everyone. Well, for someone who, like me, doesn't do well in those situations, it's difficult, but it doesn't mean I don't put out interesting things. But when I do speak, I ended up derailing these things all the time. Not because of what I say, but more of what I do. No, not because of how I say it, but because of what I say. There we go. It's because of how I say it. Because, well, okay, so we were reading Frankenstein, and so there's these two characters who are technically cousins. Technically, all right. They're technically cousins because the female was bought. All right. The female was, like, bought, or it was something like that. So they're technically cousins. And I didn't understand that at the time, so I read it and was like, oh, this is incest. Good, this is really good for monetization on my video. Incest. And I end up saying it into the thing, and I'm just talking about it. Alright, and I realized, oh wait, that's not the case. So I make a whole big deal out of it. And it's you know, everyone finds a good laugh when I speak up in that classroom. Hopefully everyone's doing it. Not thinks that I'm just a special person, right? That's one of my worst fears. That people show me a side of them that's not really what they think of me. I hate that. I hate that so much. Not that I hate the fear, but I hate when people do that. Like, if it's at that point, just tell me what you think of me. And let me change, rather than having me, you know, be that person you don't like to be around, because because I've done something to either to you or I think a certain way that you don't enjoy, right? That should never be the case. Everyone should be able to get along. I feel everyone should be able to get along. And there are certain people that do stop that from actually happening. You know, like the people that happen to be racist and people who happen to be, you know, who don't like a certain race. But I'm not any of those people. I enjoy everyone, from white to black to Asian to, you know, Eskimo. Like, everyone. Alright, you might be gay, you might be lesbian, you may be transgender, you may be bi, you may be pansexual. I don't care. As long as you don't hurt anyone, we be good, dog. Alright? And that's what I'll say to them. Alright? They think, you know, I want everyone to be as equal as possible. Alright? I want everyone to think, you know, I want everyone to stand together as one, because we are a human race. Alright? Now, let's shut up about this, because this is getting annoying. Either way, everyone should be equal. What was I talking about in the first place? Yeah, one of my greatest fears is having an idea of what people think of me, not be what they actually think of me. That's what I'm saying. I don't like that whatsoever, and that's what one of the many things I fear about on a daily basis. Well, not necessarily fear about, but something that I think about in my loneliness that I endure. All right. So yeah, that's that. I mean, God, man. I should make a podcast. I should do a podcast. Oh, God, that'd be an interesting podcast. A podcast where I've never fully experienced life, so it's just like, oh, you know, I don't really understand that, so I don't really have a say in that. Or, like, something like that. But either way, you know, one of the many things, I fear that because I think most people fear about that, too. But I fear about it mainly because of my social anxiety, but at the same time of, you know, of all that jazz. Because it kind of all ties back to not being social whatsoever, so I don't know if I've done something wrong or something of that sort. And it's the same thing with feeling for that one person I felt guilty about. The one person I still feel guilty that I've done something to them that I know that I shouldn't have done. And it wasn't, if you're curious what it was, I'm not going to say what it was, but it wasn't in bad taste. It's just I shouldn't have done it. Right? Wasn't in bad taste. Alright, but it wasn't something that I should have done or something I should have waited to do, right? I mean, really, I just shouldn't have done it at all. But, either way, it kind of ties into that, because if I feel like I've done something that I regret, and something that I feel like, you know, not only should I don't think I should be forgiven for what I've done, because I know that I've done it. I know that I've made something worse than it had to be. And in every attempt that I try to make it so it's not that, then it's harder. Either way, back to what I was saying. It kind of ties into that, because if you feel like, you know, people treat you or people think of you differently as they actually show, then it ties into the guiltiness, because it's just like, oh, you know, do you actually think this, or do you actually think that I'm a good person? Do you actually think that I'm a smart person? Or is it just because they're doing that because they want to get me, like, they want to, like, push me away? Or not push me away, but, like, stop talking to me, right? It's, thinking about it, it really sucks. And this is, like, weirdly a weird sense of therapy, because I'm actually getting my problems out, and I'm thinking them out, you know, out loud. I'm thinking them out to people. And, I don't know. I'm dead. Hope you guys enjoyed. I pressed the roll to the left, but it rolled down. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time, where we might talk about more weird stuff. I don't know. But honestly, God, therapy. Who needs it when you just run a YouTube channel and you talk about sensitive topics all the goddamn time? Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.